July 7. Dear Diary, I might have overreacted a bit when I wrote you before. The thing is, everything always seems worse at night, when it's dark, and the shadows are creeping around my bed. It's hard to remember the good stuff, but when I woke up this morning, it was all good stuff. For a while, I just sat in the window seat of the most amazing room I've ever slept in and listened to the birds talking to each other. I wonder what they were saying. Well, I guess I should go down for breakfast now. Maybe I can get an hour or two of exploring in before I get picked up to head back to Poplar Grove. Gotta run. Anne. July 7. Dear Diary, I can stay at Green Gables. Marilla and Matthew said they'd like me to stay, just to try it out. They said don't get too overexcited, but I'm hopeful, so hopeful. There are no more words left in me to write because I'm filled all the way up to the top of my head with joy. Blissfully floating on clouds, Anne. August 5. Dear Diary, I met a girl today, Diana Barry. Her family lives next door, if you can call 4 acres away with a horse pasture between Green Gables and their house next door. It was instant friendship. She made me laugh so hard, I snorted Capri Sun out of my nose. I knew we would be best friends when she started laughing too, but not in a mean way. So happy I made at least one friend before school starts, less than 3 weeks away. Ugh, new girl again. It's supposed to be a really nice school, though, and Diana goes there. She said it's not so bad, wearing a uniform. At least I won't have to worry about trying to hide how little clothing I actually have, like I used to all the time at my old schools. Sometimes it was a real strain on my creativity, if I'm honest. Hoping for the best. Anne. August 25. Dear Diary, today I met the most horrible boy on the face of this planet. He is now my mortal enemy, and I will bring him down if it's the last thing I do. Yours furiously forever, Anne. Chapter 1. If there was one thing Anne Shirley would stand firm against all arguments, it was that a person could never have too many books. That being said, it was possible she'd taken more than was strictly practical when she packed up her childhood room for her final year in grad school at Redmond College. Her adoptive mother, Marilla Cuthbert, had tried to persuade her to leave most of the collection in the attic of Green Gables, her home for the last 12 years. But picking which books to leave and which ones to take was a Sisyphean task. Every time she thought she'd managed it, a book in the stay pile would catch her eye, and then another, and another, and yet another. The result was having to navigate a maze of cardboard boxes, squeezed into every available space whenever she needed something across her new bedroom. The mess was making her eye twitch. Disorganized spaces just added unnecessary stress to her life. Everything in its place, and all that. One of the downsides to the tiny Hell's Kitchen apartment she was renting with her best friends, Diana Barry and Philippa Gordon, was that it didn't have much storage. Or any, to be exact. The only solution was to try and convince their landlord to let her build bookshelves that would cover one of the bedroom's walls, and maybe some in the living room, perhaps a lone shelf above the toilet. There were a lot of books. But that was a problem for another day, because tonight, the roommates were abandoning the never-ending chore of unpacking and going out instead. It was nice to be back in the city with 2 of the 3 girls she loved best in the world. Philippa's family was from Connecticut, and she'd been gone for the entire summer, but Diana and Anne were both from Avonlea, a small tourist town in the Hamptons. They'd seen plenty of each other.